I've been catching up on the whole Tom McDonald and what's it called? Mac Lethal beef. So y'all already know what happened, okay? You don't need me to say it. So I'm gonna do a lyric review and then I'm gonna play some Apex. But this is the lyrics from Lethal Injection, and I'm gonna give like a little bit of like understanding to what they mean and all of that, and why I think, you know, like what I think about stuff. So it says, I talked shit about Tom McDonald and didn't realize that. And what he's doing is he's impersonating Mac Lethal, and it says like sniffle and crying. If you watch the music video, which I'm sure y'all have, it shows him crying and showing the tweets and everything between Mac Lethal and Tom McDonald's tweets, right? And he automatically starts out with who gave this old man Twitter, right? And he's automatically pinpointing that Mac Lethal is an old rapper, okay? And he does this like 8 times through the whole song, and that's not very good for a diss, because if you do it like, okay, so Mac Lethal, he's 40 pretty much, right? And if you just like keep saying that somebody's old, so say like MGK was dissing Eminem, just saying that he's old like constantly, that Eminem was just an old rapper, like it's just not a good vibe. And then let's see, what else did he say? He said, who taught him how this works? Someone tell him when he mentions me to do research first. And then he says, he's just old and bitter. You can't hit him where it hurts. There's another old joke. Not even 4 lines in, and it's an old joke already. Again, that's 2. Because it's impossible to make this guy look any worse. A. The world forgot about Mac. Now you can eat Ramadan fast. That Oxycontin you put in your nostril finally rot your brain, and you were always whack. So what he's saying is Mac Lethal used to be on drugs. Very bad drugs. Oxycontin is horrible. Xanax, bad. All of it, you know. And he's saying even before the drugs he was whack anyways. And he says, I should go slow. I don't want you back on the dope. It ain't a joke. You're going broke and you got a daughter at home. See, he's like just dissing his life, and then he's like, why would you do drugs when you have a daughter at home? And that, to me, you should keep personal matters out of a diss, but he got him. Like, that was stone cold. And then again he says, leave me alone, you old man. Like, he's dissing him again on the age, and that's just not right, you know? 3rd time in like 10 lines in, it says, your career is a joke, it is so sad. Your biggest record is a cover song where you're cooking breakfast, you ain't no dad. So, for those of you that don't know, whenever he was making the pancake song and freaking cooking pancakes with batter and stuff, yes, I watched it. It was lit, it was good, but that is kind of sad that his own music like didn't get him credit, just the feature did on a, like, you know, just something that's supposed to be funny. And then he says, fucking housewife, fucking washed up, fucking never ever had a sound. Like, he's just saying he's a bad rapper. And then he's like, how you rap with ICP and still end up the biggest clown. So, for those of you that don't know, Mac Lethal and ICP did a collab. And in that collab, in the music video, they were all dressed up as clowns. And he's saying that Mac Lethal was the biggest clown, which is funny to me. And here's another old age joke. He just says, after he says the biggest clown, he says, Mac Lethal, what's lethal about him? Old age, stroke face, like another old age joke. And then he says a relapse going back to his old days, a suicide because of no frame. You ain't a real artist, you just retarded. You a weak target, I feel bad for killing you right fast, but every bar is filler. We kept Matt, but we lost Miller. Like, dang, dude. Mac Miller, you know. Like, it. Dude, that was. So, Mac Miller died, right? And he's saying we kept Mac, right? Mac Lethal, but he wished he could have Mac Miller rather than Lethal, is what I'm taking from it. And it says, go look up satire. I guess you're slower than Luke Mac. You got flat tires. So what that's saying is he's slow. Like, satire, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm guessing it's like a mental disease or something. And then flat tires. What kind of car is fast and flat tires? My mom's freaking Honda Elantra or whatever it's freaking called could beat a Lamborghini if a Lamborghini didn't have tires and they were flat, you know? Like... And it says, I'm visionary, you're a prodigy. Your catalog is embarrassing. You're pushing 40, your style is corny. Stop rapping and do some parenting. Again with the old joke. That's like the fourth one. And then he's saying do some parenting. Like, he's cracking back at the personal stuff. He says, fuck, I guess it's that time of year. Hi, I'm here to revive your career. Guy, you come off so fucking weird. It's 2019, just admit that you're queer. Like, you know, with the whole 2019 thing with don't assume my gender, I'm not human, I'm a guinea pig, like all that crap. And he's just telling Mac to accept who he is. He's gay. And then he says, I don't expect to get a tight response from a midlife crisis with writer's block. There it is with another old joke. Okay, so a midlife, that's like 40s, you know, because usually people die around 80, so midlife would be 40. So he's making another old joke. But he says with writer's block. The reason he said that is because Mac Lethal's only dropped 4 albums, and he hasn't done anything else hardly. And then it says, even though I'd like to be to talk to a rapper who can't even write a song, wow, look at you now, I'm selling out shows in your town. So basically what Tom McDonald's saying is everybody likes Tom more than they like Lethal, you know? He's saying he's selling out in his town, selling out where he lives, dude. People like Tom McDonald more than Mac Lethal. Like, I can't even lie, I like him more, but I'm going with straight bars and facts here. So far, Tom's hitting pretty hard, but no bias on my part. Yeah, I like Tom, but also I love Mac. I've been riding with Mac ever since he made the ABC rap, you know? I like both of them. Yo, demographic, all old ladies, you need to appeal to a younger crowd. You ain't mainstream, you ain't underground, you're a specific brand of fucking lame. Yo, Triple Tom, flow hella boring. How you say so much and have nothing to say? Like, I can't even explain that. Let's see, he says you're not mainstream or underground. So he's basically just saying that rap is a hobby for him, you know. He's not anything to anybody. And you are all opinions, I am all facts. You're an insignificant, fall back. So he's saying, you know, Tom McDonald's good, and then Mac Lethal's nothing, so he just needs to fall back and start making tweets about him. And then this part right here got me. After the fallback, he said, need to update, reinstall Mac. So, you know, you gotta update your Mac and everything to make it better. So that's what he's saying, update Mac so maybe he can get better at rapping. You can restart and then not rap. Picture your life, flipping burgers, go get me some fries. Like, he's saying Mac deserves to be working at freaking McDonald's. Like, you know. Cola with the ice, 1 apple pie on the side. David, I'm trying to be nice. I've seen you reply to my comments. So now he's bringing up the tweets again, right? And he just, like, is bringing up all that stuff about what happened in the past. You know? And then he says, you're backpedaling. You don't have enemies. You're afraid to deal with... He's saying you're afraid to deal with that energy. So, basically, he's trying to say, you know, Mac Lethal's a pussy. He don't want to get in no beef because, you know, he can't do it. And he said, you said it, you meant it, Dave, it's too late. Oh dear, I can't believe I have to set this shit straight. Man, old ears. There's another, you know, old guy joke. That's like the 8th one. I hope you hear exactly what I say. Man, I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So, whenever Tom McDonald exposed Mac for posting the tweets, what happened was Mac Lethal, he said he didn't even know Tom McDonald, like, at all, you know? And he said, so here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. That's kind of an old joke, I guess. You know, old people, they lose their memory pretty well. And then he said it's Tom McDonald, bitch, which was the end of the diss. And I'm gonna pull up the Tammy McDog farts. I don't feel like reading the lyrics. I realize that's kind of bad to do, so I'm actually just gonna play it on YouTube. Hope that I do not get demonetized. The audio is gonna be pretty bad as well, I'm sure. Actually, okay.
I got a little story about a single white female. Her name is Tammy, but you'll need some fine details.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm not gonna go into like, you already know the songs anyways, so what's the point of me going in and explaining it, right? So in that one, he was talking about Tom McDonald's life, about how he didn't know who he was. He was a frat boy, a wrestler, and he hit him pretty hard, talking about how his girlfriend was with other dudes and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail with the lyrics, because I don't want to seem like I'm on Tom McDonald's side, you know. Single white female. I can't find it. Wait, hold up. Single white female. Okay, so it's a movie? Single white female is a movie? I'm putting Mac Lethal. And for those of you that don't know, the reason he did this is because, you know, Tom McDonald has a really good song called Straight White Male. And, that's why he named it that. Let me pop up the lyrics. And boom. Okay. Okay, so the first verse, it says, I got a little story about a single white female. Her name is Tammy, but you'll need some fine details. She gets on the internet and argues with strangers, right? Cause inside she's full of insecurity and anger. So basically, he's saying that Tom McDonald doesn't know what he's talking about. So Tom McDonald's just gonna get mad over nothing because, you know, just trying to start some beef. Which I will admit that Tom McDonald is a dick about starting stuff. And then he says, she tries to be edgy. Just look at his tattoos and stuff. That's what he's pointing out. He's pointing out the way he looks. He's edgy as crap, you know, and everything. And he says, that's a rap ploy. Back in the day, she was a frat boy. So he's saying, like, back when he was a player with all the girls and stuff. If you don't know what a frat boy is, just go look it up. And she says, everybody hates her, but no one even cares. So that's what he's saying. Tom McDonald was saying that Mac hates him, but Mac don't care, nobody else cares. He's just trying to start stuff. That's what he's saying. And then he says, so I'm gonna go grab the bee and throw her by her hair. I mean, he's just gonna, like, you know, wreck them hard. And it says, single white female, it's time to make the J burn. Where's your fucking balls, bitch? You acting like a gray worm. Meaning, you know, gray worms, they'll hide in the dirt so you can't get them. You know? And that's what he's saying Tom McDonald's doing. And he says, how you gonna have a little tweet hurt your feelings? Did I bruise your ego, little girl? What are you revealing? Meaning, a little bitty tweet. Something that's way above the millionaire of Tom McDonald. Like, if I was a millionaire and somebody said something bad about me, I wouldn't do all this. I'd be like, okay, bro, I don't care. And, you know, just not start nothing. But, and then he says, did I bruise your ego, little girl? What are you revealing? And he says, your whole fucking gimmick is claiming that everybody's too PC and sensitive. That's all Tom McDonald raps about. He raps about how people always say that somebody's different or somebody's better because of certain things, and then he just comes out and says anything he's got to say to disprove it. So, like, in Straight White Female, he's saying he's not a Nazi. He likes Negroes, Mexicans, and, like, all the races and stuff. And to me, I don't think that was racist. I think he was pointing out the facts. Like, yeah. Sorry, I'm drinking tea. So then he says, so why you want some victim shit? If somebody don't like you, that shit straight troubles you. Why the fuck you acting like SJW? Forgot who SJW is, but basically he's saying Tom McDonald's a drama queen. Everything hurts his feelings, pretty much. And then he says, and then he's saying, you're rapping like you want to make America great again, but you're not even American, Tammy. You're Canadian. So he's saying that Tom McDonald's Canadian, like, so just like stick with your own country, pretty much. So America, you know, everybody thinks us as racist and all this stuff. And that's what he's saying. You're trying to make America great again, and you're not even American. He's trying to set people straight, but he's Canadian. Just so Mac's like, what the frick you messing with our country for, you know? And he's like, you live in the safest freaking country in the world. You act like you're oppressed, man. You're such a little girl. Like, that's pretty good. I ain't even gotta explain that, bro. And then he says, speaking of little girls, you want to diss my daughter. Damn, that's a cheap shot. So damn disgusting, man. He took off the flow just to say that dissing his daughter was bad. Like I said, you don't want to go for something personal and in a diss. You want to keep it facts, not family and personal stuff, you know. But Tom McDonald don't care. And then he says, well, I can throw cheap shots too. Let's talk about your girlfriend used to suck off R.A. the Rugged Man. Like, that's pretty tight. Saying his girl's a hoe, so why should he even care? And he says, you want to say I'm a filler? You're a girl of a king who a dot groupie who be letting rappers fill her and got mutual friends. They gave me dirt. These are facts. Your girlfriend ghostwrites half of your raps. So he's basically saying Tom McDonald's friends were telling Mac Lethal that his girlfriend wrote his raps and stuff like that. And then he says on YouTube, the biggest video of mine. Hold up, where's it at? The biggest video of mine has more than all your effing views, or more. Wait, he has more views than all your videos combined, which isn't true. I did some research on that, and Mac is just below. He's like a couple 100K below, but he's really close. I'll give him credit for that because it's really close though. And then he says, speaking of YouTube, you claim that I'm irrelevant. I got 2 million more effing subs than you do. You wear women's clothes and Nicki Minaj braids because you hide the fact that you secretly got AIDS. Like Tom McDonald, like I said, he said he's gonna talk like he's edgy, which is this is the second like time he's saying what he looks like. That's not bad, but he could change the subject just a little bit. But he hit him hard. And he says, you think that I'm not paid? Silly bitch, I'm a millionaire. So, you want proof? Meet me at the bank and I'll kill you there. So he basically saying, I got my money, you got your money. Like, just mind your own business, bro. That's pretty much what he's saying there. He says, why don't white violence? Damn, it's snowing. The fucking rap equivalent of Candace Owens. Like, that's pretty dang self-explanatory. And he said, I heard you block people on Twitter because they told you Mac Lethal is bigger. Sweet Jesus, you're bitter. Like, you know, he's saying, you know, you're just a sourpuss because people know I'm better than you. I'm like, I'm not even gonna lie, right now, Mac Lethal's winning. And then he goes on to talk about his looks, about saying like, did my lethal injection, which is the name of Tom McDonald's diss, did my lethal injection get stuck in your vajayjay wrong? And then he said, oh, what's the matter, Methylamore? And he used the word Methylamore because it's a big word that Tom McDonald probably never even heard of. And it just shows that Mac Lethal is more literate, and he has a better IQ, and he's more smart. Okay, that's what he's basically doing. And he says, you need another stupid white boy gimmick to move some units around the record store. Back again to the white privilege, racism, and all that, saying that's what Tom McDonald utilizes to get famous. He says, you're not a lyricist. You're a controversial, yeah. And then, no one is offended by you, and that really hurts you, bro. You lie about your height, you're not 6'5", you little man. You look like Kid Rock had a meth baby with Lil Xan. Like, yeah, back to the looks. Like, that's pretty funny, but still. All the stuff that they say about each other is generic. Old and looks, generic. You look like Lil Pump had a crack baby with Bahad Baby. That's pretty messed up. Like, back to the looks again, but pretty true. Oh, what's the matter, Elsa? Why are you acting sad lately? I'm a martial artist. You're a fake wrestler, bitch. You aren't even the man, but you like Betty Lynch. And then it says interlude, which there was like he showed a little clip of a wrestling thing of Tom McDonald humping somebody, but he was like rewinding it and letting it play to make it look like he was humping them. And now it was funny. And then he says, in your diss song you try to say that I was gay, right? You're the motherfucker dressing up in gray tights so you can other half naked men can fucking play fight. So that's going back to that clip of the video where it showed him like humping them, you know. But it wasn't like the actual video, but yeah. And then he says, this is my favorite part. I'm gonna skip a line. But it says, in America, hog is another word for dick, which is true. Which is the reason you have it tatted underneath your lip. If you look under his lip, it does say hog. Like, you know, it's pretty funny. Cause you love dick, bro. You give you give enough head. And you wear nail polish, motherfucker, enough said. Yeah, a dude to me that wears nail polish is pretty gay. Like, shouldn't happen. That's just part of my religion. Dudes shouldn't do anything that would make them emphasize as women, and women shouldn't do anything that would make them emphasize as males, you know? So this diss is like really long, but this part right here was what got me to thinking that Mac was gonna win it, or Mac Lethal, my bad. It said, I grab the mic and pour my soul. Let this should be a reason in how you thirst fame. From here on out, your name is infinitely cursed, man. Because if you say your last name, you have to say my first name, bitch. My fucking rap name is your fucking birth name, Mac. Tom McDonald, Mac Lethal, Tom McDonald. Like, honestly, like, It's pretty funny. Now, I kind of don't even want to do the second diss that Tom McDonald did because it was so freaking wrong, dude. He took shots at his wife. I'm just gonna do those parts because that's what got him this win, okay? Like it's rough, and like sometimes you can hear the schemes, like the rap schemes about his wife and stuff because he's rapping fast, but that's why I'm here to do a lyric review instead of like the audio. So I'm not gonna do the whole song like I did the other two. Maybe I just clicked on the wrong website. My bad. Oh. Okay, here we go. This is it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the like two rap schemes, and what I'm really hoping is that you know, Mac doesn't try to shoot this man's, okay? Like it's insane. Like, it's bad, okay? Okay, so, let me find it here. What? Come on. Oh. Okay, so here's the lyrics for real this time. He says, where's one of the parts? Okay, well, this isn't a part about his wife, but it's really insane. He goes, let's see here. He says, you're the type of guy who can't have a beer. Wait, hold up. Yeah. He says, you're the type of guy... No. He said, you've been sober like 8 years, meaning he didn't do drugs, drink alcohol, anything for 8 years. And he just says, you're the type of guy who can't have a beer, like one beer. And he says, have a single drink. You need to get some coke and you probably suck a dick for a painkiller. Like, you know, he's saying Mac would do anything for drugs, honestly. And then he says, you party animal, you bad boy, you're a crazy son of a gun. Like, just making fun of how he used to be, you know? And then this part right here was the first shot he took at his wife. He says, where does it say? Okay, he says, act tough, but I know that your core, it's muffins. The type to wife up the first whore who fucked him. Like, he has a wife, dude. And like, you know, that calling his wife a whore, I would kill this man if that happened to me, you know? Like, if somebody dissed the person I love and called them a whore to my face, they's gonna get clapped. I don't care. Like, that's hard. Okay? And then back to the wrestler part with whole Mac Lethal saying he was gay and stuff. This is how quick Tom McDonald dropped it. He said, I'm a wrestler. I wore spandex. You were a customer. You did Xanax. So back again with the drugs, he's like, okay, you're going to make fun of me for wrestling. I'm going to make fun of you again for being a drug addict. Like, And you might be saying, why didn't you get mad that he's making so many drug references? It's because he's doing it in a different way. For sure. That's the topic of the song. Like, he's dissing him for how much drugs he did and everything. And, oh yeah, this part is bad. Okay, I'm gonna explain what it means, but it's kind of obvious. He says, nobody's safe. The wife needs to chain up her legs, remove all of her eggs, and put them in bags, and lock them away in a safe and send it away on a plane. He's saying they need to strip Mac Lethal of his wife's ability to make children. That kind of pissed me off because women's eggs are the signs of fertility and life. You know? Like, that's what the Bible says and everything, bro. And he's wanting to strip that from her. Like, that's hard. That is hard, dude. Whew. And he says, he said, I'm lucky I know CPR. My girl heard your diss and she died laughing. She was bummed. We waited like a week and then she went right back to Minecraft. And my girl was on Death Jam. Your girl looks like Death Fam. She's the Grim Reaper Neon Spit Ether, collecting the souls of dead dad. Like, another shot at his wife, bro. He's keeping on her like bad. And this part right here is bad, bro. He says they're gonna need a whole family of coffins when you crisp and oint them to solve all your problems. That Chris dude, he killed his own family and then killed himself. Like, dude, that's too much. Like, wow. You know, and then let's see what else. This is one of my favorite parts. He says, you're a real piece of shit, not like a for real piece of shit. And he's like, if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee of shit, you're that piece of shit. I'm like, 5 minutes, shit, let me see. They canceled and fired from TV. Like, you were canceled and fired from MTV. So Mac Lethal, you know, was canceled and fired from MTV. That's like major. And he said the network wanted something fresh and clean. I bet they'd be calling, or bet any day they'd be calling me. So he said, Tom McDonald's saying, yo bro, you outdated, dude. My raps are way better. You know? He's like, hold up. And this right here was crazy. He said, caught pants down with another man's girlfriend, you piece of shit. Nah, like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. Like, he's saying he caught it. Mac Lethal got caught with another dude's girl, bro. How about said man? But look, I don't even know if that's real. And then this part is a whole freaking scheme, dude. It's like 10 lines of nothing but bars. He says, you got a pet bird. I bet you never thought you'd be dead first. I'm gonna put you both in the oven when you get burned. I'm gonna put you both in a pet urn. Piss in the bottle and mix it up and turn the ash to plaster. Give it to your bitch. Tell her make statues just to capture my wind. My girl would just spit in her face and we'll dip, get a hammer and come back and smash it to bits. Put a plaque in its place that no one forgets. That your biggest mistake was as good as it gets. Like, he's saying, we're gonna have your wife build a statue of me because I'm better than you, and then we're gonna smash it up, put a plaque down for you, and say this is as good as your career got, bro. And that's like, that was like the whole thing, and he finished it again with, so here, I'll say it so you don't forget again, it's Tom McDonald, bitch. Like, my tablet's about to die too. But, like, I say Tom McDonald got it so far. Mac Lethal needs to respond in the best way possible. He doesn't need to do anything rash or harmful, because if he does that, he could go to jail. We don't need that from Mac, bro. Mac's a good rapper. Like, you just don't need it. But I'm not gonna play Apex this stream. I will next stream. But that's my thoughts on the whole diss track. I know it was kind of boring just listening to me saying the lyrics, but I broke them down. I said what I thought, and I'm up walking around my room while I'm talking. But it's insane, dude. Tom McDonald needed to chill, but it was that aggressiveness to his wife that got him the win, you know? But I'm gonna end this. Goodbye. No editing, because it's a stream, of course. And I'm just a lazy piece of shit. Like, a real piece of shit. Like, if a piece of shit had a piece of shit laid on a couch, I'm that piece of shit, you know? Like, you get it? Laid on a couch, lazy people. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But I'll just catch y'all later, dudes. I'm just gonna play some Apex, chill, and do what I gotta do. So, yeah.